and welcome to HighLevel Techie. This is Jitin here, and today I'm going to show you how to give memory to your voice AI agent. So far we have discussed about how to add a custom prompt to your bot using the advanced mode, and today we are going to add the past call memory and context to this AI agent using workflow. So let's get started. So in the last lesson you saw that how we are updating our prompt and such. So now we are going to introduce the memory field inside this agent. So the first thing that you need to do is to create a contact-based custom field. So if you go here under my custom fields, you will see a folder called self-selling voice AI. So if you are using my self-selling voice AI bot, you will find this folder and you will find a custom field called self-selling voice AI memory field. So this is a large text field. So when you are creating a new custom field, you go into add custom field and you select multi-line so that you can store multiple lines of the call summary from all the past calls. So that is the first step. You create a custom field called self-selling voice AI memory field, or you can give whatever name you like. And the field that you see here is used under my self-selling voice AI bot. So that is why the name is like this. You can simply use a memory field if you want. So pick a name that you like. And once that is done, we are going into a workflow. And this is the workflow that I'm using to run this memory field. And this workflow can trigger in two different ways. One is by using a custom action inside the voice AI agent, which we will talk about in the next lesson when we are going to talk about voice AI custom actions. And the second method to trigger this workflow would be to use the trigger called transcript generated. So you select this, and whenever a transcript is generated under voice AI call, you want to trigger this workflow. So you can save this as your trigger, or you can use the trigger from the voice AI workflow. Either of them would work. So if you are using this method, you don't really have to create that custom action inside your voice AI. So let's learn about this method now. So now I have created my trigger, which is the transcript generated, and then I'm going to run a math operation to run a counter. So if you go here, there is a counter called self-selling voice AI summary counter, which you can see inside my custom fields, self-selling voice AI call summary counter. And I'm going to tell you the reason behind why I'm using a counter for this workflow. So let's go back to the workflow. So inside here, what is actually happening is I have a condition here, and in this condition, it is going to check if the counter is less than 5 or not. If it is less than 5, then it will go here and update my memory field. And if you go here, you will see that it is actually updating a field called self-selling voice AI memory, and it is actually storing the voice AI summary from this workflow. So you can see here, voice AI summary is added to this memory field. But then there is a problem because this is a custom field. So when there is a new value comes in, it is going to overwrite the previous value. That is a limitation of the custom fields because custom fields can only hold the latest value. But then we want to keep record of all the previous calls. So we don't really want to overwrite all the values. So that is why I am adding something here. So if you look here, I'm adding contact.self-selling voice AI memory field back to the same field again. So what would happen here is that when the new data or the new voice AI summary is coming in, it is going to fill voice AI summary along with the previous data already inside the same field. So you are not really overwriting the data, you are simply appending the new call summary on top of the previous value. So that is how you can maintain the historical values of all the previous call summaries on top of each other using this method. So when a new transcript is generated, a new voice AI summary will be added on top of the previous value stored inside the memory field. Since we are stacking these call summaries on top of each other after every call from a specific contact, after some time, if this contact is actually making more than 10 or 20 calls, we will have a big stack of this call summaries, which we don't want because this memory field will go into our prompt and it can bloat our prompt with the historical values of all the past calls that we have stored inside this field. So that is why we have this counter. So now let's go back to the counter and see how this counter is helping us to keep our call summary into a smaller size. So when the second call has ended or a transcript is generated, this math operation will add +1 to the counter. and this will be 2, and it will check if it is less than 5. It is yes, so it goes here, update the memory field, and it keeps on continuing until the counter reaches 5. And when the counter reaches 5 or more than 5, then it goes to this none branch, and it would then update the memory field as usual, but then it goes into this ChatGPT action. And inside this ChatGPT action, we are saying that your task is to summarize and tabulate the call summaries given below. And then this ChatGPT action would go through all the 6 call summaries that are stored in this field and summarize all of it into one smaller chunk of data, and that data will now get saved into this self-selling voice AI field. So now you can clearly see that by using this counter and ChatGPT summarization action, we can keep the size of the summary in check using this action. And once that is done, we will clear the counter and counter resets, and this process runs all over again. And after every 5th call, the call summary gets summarized and added into the voice summary field. So this is a workflow that is enabling you to bring context into voice AI agent. And now that we are saving the context or the call summaries into this particular custom field, all we have to do now is to go back into our main prompt here and add a section for call memory. So what I'm going to do now is to add that memory section. So let me say memory and context. And I'm going to say, please refer. So I'm going to say, please refer to this data here for past call summary if available. So now I'm going to label the data. So past call summary would start from here and it will end here. So now I have to go and select the right custom field from this drop down. I'm going to look for voice AI, and this is my self-selling voice AI memory field. I'm going to select that. And now my agent will have the understanding of my past calls whenever I make a subsequent call. Now let's go ahead and test it out. So I just want to make a quick correction. So if you are going to use transcript generated as your trigger, in that case, you have to use, instead of voice AI summary, you have to use something that is coming from this transcript. In this case, you have to go into transcript generated, and then you have to select the data from this one. Otherwise, you won't get access to the voice summary. So in this case, I'm forced to use transcript as my input data because I won't be able to get voice AI summary because this workflow is not triggered by voice AI. But if you are using voice AI custom actions to trigger this workflow, just like I used inside my self-selling voice AI agent, you don't really need to change anything. You can still use voice AI summary because that workflow is triggered by voice AI and it can have that data inside this workflow. So you don't have to change anything. But if you are using transcript generated as your trigger, you need to update this field like so, and then you'll be good to go. So I'm going to save that and click save. And now I'm going to try again. And also you have to update the same here as well. And then it will work as expected. And everything else would be the same. You don't really need to change anything else. So simply update these 2 merge field values so that it can actually get the data from the call transcript. So now I have done this. I'm going to give a test call now.
This call will be recorded for quality purposes. Hey, you have reached HighLevel Techie. How can I help you today?
Hey, can you tell me something about Superman?
I don't have specific information about Sukhoi in my system right now. However, if you're referring to Sukhoi Aircraft or the company, it's a well-known Russian aerospace manufacturer specializing in military and civilian aircraft. If you need detailed or specific information, I'd recommend reaching out to a relevant expert or resource. Let me know if there's anything else I can assist you with.
All right, thank you. Bye.
You're welcome.
Okay, so that was my first call. I said Superman, but my agent heard Sukhoi Aircraft. So now let's go and see what she has actually understood about the whole conversation. So I'm going to give another call now.
This call will be recorded for quality purposes. Hey, you have reached HighLevel Techie. How can I help you today?
Hey, I just gave you a call. So do you know what we talked about?
Yes, I can see a summary of our last conversation. You asked about Sukhoi, and I shared some general information about it being a Russian aerospace manufacturer specializing in military and civilian aircraft. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to discuss or if you need further assistance.
Do you know the story of Batman?
I don't have the full story of Batman in my system, but I can share a quick overview. Batman, also known as Bruce Wayne, is a fictional superhero from DC Comics. After witnessing the tragic murder of his parents as a child, Bruce dedicates his life to fighting crime.
Thank you. I'll give you a call later. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so that was my second call, and my agent is aware of what I spoke in the first call. And now I'm going to give a third call and see how my agent is going to understand the whole context.
This call will be recorded for quality purposes. Hey, you have reached HighLevel Techie. How can I help you today?
Hey, we just had a chat earlier, didn't we?
Yes, we did. I can see we chatted earlier about Sukhoi and a bit about Batman. How can I assist you further?
All right, that's all I need to know. Thank you. Bye. So you can clearly see that my agent is aware of my first call, in which we talked about, I was supposed to talk about Superman, but she talked about Sukhoi. And then in the second call, I talked about Batman, and she's now aware of that as well. So this is how you can implement memory for your voice AI agent. And I hope this is helpful and you're going to implement memory for your voice AI agents. And if you want to check out my self-selling agent, I will leave the link to Marketplace app here and you can give it a go. That is all for now. I will see you in the next lesson. Thank you and bye.